Hello everyone. Today we will discuss some numericals of total internal reflection. So the first question is, a ray of light is incident normally on the face AB of right angled glass prism. The diagram is given in the question. Of refractive index 1.5. This is phase AB and the ray of light is incident normally here. It is given in the question. This angle is given 60 degree. The prism is partly immersed in a liquid of unknown refractive index. Its refractive index we don't know. Find the value of the refractive index of the liquid so that the ray grazes along the face BC after refraction through the prism. So they are saying that when it is undergoing refraction, this is 90 degree, so it will fall here, right? Now this one is denser because this is glass. So when it is moving from denser to rarer, right? Let's check this angle of incidence. We know that this will be 90 degree. 90 plus 60 plus this angle is equal to 180. So x is equal to 30 degree. So this is 30, that means this is 60 degree, right? So that means angle of incidence is 60 degree, right? And they are saying that this ray moves along BC. It races along BC means it moves along BC. That means this angle is critical angle, right? So we have to find this refractive index of the liquid. So now this is moving from glass to liquid. So you can write down that refractive index of glass with respect to liquid is equal to sine of the angle in the opposite medium by Snell's law. So this is sine of 90 degree upon sine of 60 degree, right? So, and this can be written as mu g upon mu l. Obviously with respect to air, this is absolute refractive index, so simply we can write it mu g or mu l also. So this is sine 90 is 1, sine 60 is root 3 by 2, right? And we know that refractive index of glass is given 1.5 into root 3 by 2, This can be written one point 29. So this refractive index of the liquid with respect to air is 1.29, right? Now the second part of the question is, this was the first part. Now the second part says, trace the path of the rays if it were incident normally on the face AC. Now they are saying if the ray is incident normally on the phase AC. If it is going normally, it will go this way. Then what will be this angle of incidence? We have to check. This is 90. This is 60. So this is 30. This is 90. That means this is 60. And that means this is 30. So here this I is equal to 30. So which is less than the critical angle. So that means it will be refracted. So it will go out from this prism in the liquid and it will move away from the normal. This is the normal. Right? So this was this question. Let's take another question. A small bulb is placed at the bottom of a tank. Containing water to a depth of 80 centimeters. So this is the depth of 80 centimeters. What is the area of the surface of water through which light from the bulb can emerge out? Refractive index of water is 4/3. So how can we find this? If we write this as R, so if this is moving parallel to the surface, that means this angle is how much? Let's find out. If this angle is critical angle, then it will move parallel to the surface because it is moving from denser to rarer medium. right? So from here, this and this are alternate angles, so this will be IC. We can write a relation between this base and perpendicular. So tan IC is base perpendicular upon base, perpendicular upon base. So this is R upon H. Also, we know a relation between the critical angle and the refractive index. We know that sin IC is equal to 1 upon mu of what? Of liquid with respect to air. This is the refractive index of the medium, denser medium with respect to the other medium. So outer medium is air over here. So we can write this as 1 upon 4 upon 3 is equal to 3 upon 4. So therefore, we can write this as equation 1, this as equation 2. From 1, tan IC is equal to R upon H. This is sin IC upon cos IC. This is R upon H. Sin IC can be written from there as 3 upon 4 and cos IC can be converted. Why can we convert? How can we convert it? We know that sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So cos square theta is equal to 1 minus sin square theta. So therefore cos theta is under root of 1 minus sin square theta. So from here sin IC is how much? This I am marking as 3. So from 3 and 2. We know that sin IC is 3 upon 4 over here. And this is under root of 1 minus 3 upon 4 whole square is equal to, we don't know this R, and this H is how much? 80 centimeters. That means 0.80 meter. So here H is equal to 80 centimeter. That means 0.80 meter. Divide by 100, right? So this is 3 upon 4 upon under root of 16. This is 16 minus 9 is equal to R into 0.8 cross multiplied. Therefore, R is equal to 0.8 into 3 upon 4 into root 16 upon root 7 is equal to 0.8 into 3 upon 4 into 4 upon root 7. So this is R, and we have to find the area. Area means pi r square, and this area is actually this, right? So area (3.14) into R is 0.8 into 0.8 into 3 into 3 upon 7. So this gives us, so this is the area. Let's take some more questions. A ray of light incident normally on one face of isosceles, right isosceles prism. Right isosceles prism means this side is equal to this side. This is 90 degree. So this and this will also be 45 degree, that is equal, right? They are saying in the diagram they have shown that this is normal incidence, and from here TIR occurs, and here this is emerging at this angle. So at this surface, if we talk about angle of incidence, what will be angle of incidence from mathematics? This is 45, this is 90, this is 45, so this will also be 45, right? And TIR is happening, this is already shown in the figure. So they are asking what must be the minimum refractive index of glass, right? So from here we know that for TIR, we know that first thing is the ray must move from denser to rarer. Second, angle of incidence must be greater than critical angle, right? And which angle of incidence we are talking about? This angle, because here it is denser and here it is rarer. So here it is trying to move from denser to rarer, so that's why here TIR is happening. So this angle of incidence we are talking about. So we can say if I is greater than IC, right, then we can say that here in this case it is 45 degree must be greater than IC. If we take the reciprocal, if we take the sine 45 must be greater than sine IC. Or we can take the reciprocal, taking reciprocal reverses inequality sign. So you can say 1 upon sine 45 is less than 1 upon sine IC, right? And 1 upon sine IC can be written as mu, and 1 upon sine 45 is 1 upon root 2. So this gives me root 2 is less than mu, or you can say mu must be greater than root 2 for TIR. That means mu must be greater than 1.41 for TIR to take place. Now here, since mu is equal to 1 upon sine IC, this is also an important thing which we are using from mathematics. Then we have a question like this, where the refractive indices of the three rays are given. A beam of light consisting of red, green and blue colors. Is incident on right angle prism. The refractive index of the material of the prism for the above red, green and mu for red is 1.39, mu for blue is 1.47, mu for green is 1.44. You have to show the path of rays. By this calculation we know that if mu is greater than 1.41, then TIR occurs. Again, in such questions we need to show the calculation that we know that I is greater than IC, TIR. So therefore sin I is greater than sin IC, then TIR, that means sin 1 upon sin I is less than 1 upon sin IC. That means this mu must be greater than root 2, that is mu must be greater than 1.41 for TIR. So if we look at these, in which case is mu greater than 1.414? In these two cases the refractive index is greater than 1.41. So blue and green will undergo TIR, right, and red will be refracted. So we can draw the ray diagram. So this is entering here, normal incidence, but this will be refracted. And blue will go here and it will be here, and green will also be reflected internally. Why? Because in these two cases the refractive index is greater than 1.414, right? So this was all about the prism questions. That's all for now. Have a nice day.